Hello, everyone. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training. I'm here. I'm Richard Carlton, and this is fmtraining.tv, where I will briefly show you what we have going on before we get to the hot news of the day. So every day at 1 o'clock Pacific time, we're doing training on the FileMaker platform. Every day, the FileMaker platform, we're broadcasting in 1080 on high definition to Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. It's really awesome. And that way you have your choice of which way you want to listen to us. The experience is generally pretty much the same. If you're on Discord, you're hearing it almost in real time. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, then there's about a 90-second delay. So if I say something, and I will bad like translation, and about 90 seconds later, you see what I'm saying. So upcoming, if you go to fmtrain.tv, it's a really awesome website. You can check out what we have going on. You can hit the live training tab right here, and you'll see a live data feed. So today is day 2 with Monkeybread with Schmidt, one of the most awesome contributors to the FileMaker platform. I'm probably like one of the better people for free stuff, and Christian is one of the better people for a plugin that solves all of the problems that you have in the world. I really like 360 Works. I like Goya. And I like Monkeybread's plugin. I really like some of these products. So tomorrow is Klaus Levitt, who does a fair share of contributing to the FileMaker community. He's in Netherlands, right? I think Netherlands is where he's at. I don't know if he's where he's at. And then I'm sure he'll be happy to tell you tomorrow when you talk to him. Now, I am personally been working on getting the certification training ready for next week. So what's that all about? Well, we're going to, every day we continue the 1 o'clock broadcast, but next week for people who have our complete bundle, they can come and attend at least these 5 days, if not more days. I might add some extra days to this. FileMaker special high-intensity training for certification. So the goal is to get people who kind of know the FileMaker platform. I always get these emails. I've been using FileMaker since it was FileMaker 2.0, and I'm such an awesome dude, and I've been doing it forever. Then they go, but I can't set up server and I can't pass a certification test. And so I get these emails. I get 2 or 3 of those every week, right? And so it's like, yeah, they're pretty good with FileMaker, but they're not sufficiently well-rounded individual. You're not a well-rounded human. You need to have a balanced breakfast with salads and vegetables and healthy things, not just all pizza and hot chocolate, right, for some of you. So, and alcohol. Alcohol is its own food group, right? So if you're a well-rounded FileMaker developer, you should be able to pass the test. My job is to help get you kind of a cram course. It's a 1-week well-rounding course to get you over the hump and pass the test. So that is what's coming up. We're sending emails out to everyone today, and either you're going to get a invite to go sign up on Zoom so we know you're coming, just a confirmation, there's no money. If you have our complete training bundle, if you don't, then you need to take a look at purchasing one of these 2 items here if you want our awesome certification training. People who have our complete bundle, who then go and pass the certification training, will be getting a specialized FileMaker certification patch. It's their one-of-a-kind kind of deals that we're putting together with our team. We will put the patch in the mail to you. I'm not sure how the hell we're going to mail it to Russia or countries like that, but we will find a way of doing that. You might have to pay the shipping, but I'm going to pay for the patch. That's how that'll work. So that's what's going on. So that starts Monday. So we'll be broadcasting at 11 o'clock for people who are part of this, and then the normal 1 o'clock will be the ongoing broadcast. So let's talk about other hot news real quick. So I've got Jacob Taylor here. Jacob is with me. Jacob Taylor, I don't know if you want to show your face or we just see your little icon there. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Cool.
Better than I was expecting to be doing.
Good. So what is special about today? I've got the Claris page that pops up on screen right now. Can you walk us through what happened today and why we should maybe care?
Yeah. The web page that you have up is perfect here. So as you all may be aware, since hopefully we've shouted it from a sufficient number of mountaintops, the old, what is now called FileMaker Cloud for AWS platform is dead today. And today was their January 4th, 2022 was their official sunset date, as they called it. And so basically they've turned the thing off for some definition of that. If you have any screaming customers that are on the old version of FileMaker Cloud, they should be screaming at an appropriate tone right now. If they did not take evasive action and move their hosting somewhere else, either to the new cloud platform, a server in AWS, or at their office or wherever, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But done something like that.
So the short version is Claris back with FileMaker 15 came out with kind of a prototype cloud offering. It was actually their fourth attempt that I'm aware of to create a cloud offering. The first three attempts never made it to public because they sucked so bad. And so this was their fourth attempt, and it actually kind of worked, although it took people that were very technical about 3 hours to set it up. So it wasn't like this amazing cloud experience because they just weren't thinking radically like that. 30 years of doing stuff the old way, had a lot of older programmers in there. They're like, well, someone should learn how to set up an Amazon stack. I mean, if you have to explain to someone what an Amazon stack is to an end user for them to use your service, you have failed. When you sign on with Salesforce or Facebook or anything like that, you never see anyone saying, hey, you got to set up your Amazon stack. All right, that's not something that happens, right? It's like if you want to ride on if like you're going to get on the airline to fly across the country, fly to Europe, Chris Schmidt's going to fly to me. He gets in the plane, and we promptly stick on his lap 3-pound 3-ring binders, how to be a pilot and how to fly a 747. It's going to go bad real fast. And that's what Claris did with this product, but it was their what they called the minimum viable product. It was kind of like a prototype to see if we kill everyone. It's literally a Dilbert comic where we have a beta test and with live customers, and we see if anyone lives. And so it kind of worked. And after a lot of wrangling and hand wringing and stuff, they created the Cloud 2 product. Marketing hates 1 and 2, but as technical people, we have to be precise in what we say. And so this is the Cloud 1.0 offering. Cloud 2.0, Claris actually calls it that. I'm going to go to Claris documentation real quick. If you do a search for Claris documentation, which is also essential if you're passing the certification test, you get this website right here. I'm not making this crap up. There it is. Our antiquated or out-of-date cloud services, 1 dot. See the 1 dot? Those are out of date, okay? But the documentation's still here. Here is 2 dot, okay? 2 dot, right? That's Cloud 2. 2 is in market. It's doing well. It's not cheap, but it works well. And so there you have that option. So what they did. Go ahead.
We've heard no complaint. I was just going to say we've heard no complaints from clients about Cloud 2. Actually, there was some initial teething the very first year it was out. It's been out for a couple of years.
Yeah.
They've resolved. There was basically 2 internal issues that they had to figure out, one of which was actually sizing the machines themselves.
Yep.
They've resolved that, and so now Cloud 2 performance is, maybe the region's not near you or some other sort of cloud-specific issue like that, but
right.
In general, product works, operates.
Yep.
I
think the rub is you're going to find is that Cloud 2 doesn't do some features that FileMaker Server does. So depending upon your level of need, if all you need is Pro, Go, and WebDirect, then you're okay. But if you need server-side plugins, things like that, then you need to consult with someone very professional who's knowledgeable, like Christian Schmidt, or your local FileMaker consultant, or you talk to someone on my tech support team, 1-800 SOS. You're in fiery trouble. 1-800 deep, right? So no, that doesn't ring to us. It should though. That would be great. So support at RC Consulting is how you get a hold of my team. So the product was into life today. Claris has been emailing everyone for over a year. And so what we're doing is waiting to see if anyone ignored every warning that they had for the last year, and now they're going to scream. But I don't know how sympathetic Claris will be to that. I'm guessing probably not very much at all.
Basically not. No, not sympathetic.
Oh, Klaus is from Denmark, by the way. I was wondering about that. Okay, there we go. So, yes. All right, cool. Well, anything else we have for us, Jacob Taylor?
No, nothing super exciting going on right now.
Okay, cool. And you're preparing for certification training by making sure we have our video library all set up. Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Very exciting. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to switch over to Monkeybread Spread, Christian Schmidt, literally the smartest FileMaker person I know, without a doubt. There he is. How are you, Christian Schmidt?
Well, thanks. I'm fine. Yeah.
So what are we doing? And it's a pickup from day 2, right? So.
Yeah. So thanks for everyone for coming. We are showing what the MBS plugin has to offer for the script workspace today. And I hope you all installed the plugin. Let me share my.
So we're all going to do this together, like go along and do it together? What a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, so you got the plugin. And if you want to see things we are doing today, you may go to here, the link to the beta versions, and get here a newer one. There will be even another one in the next days with fixes for the issues we found yesterday. So let's get into it. So you install the plugin, and when you're on FileMaker, you see the MBS preference dialog, and you can enable all the nice goodies we have. And when you enable them, we can go back and take a look at our script. So I create a new file. Let's say today contacts. Save it somewhere. And we go to the script workspace. And so you find a very old feature which exists since about 2012, and that's the search box here. So the MBS plugin can read the text in your scripts. Like another one. So we can put in some text, like say this is a test variable and it has hello world inside. So the plugin can look for the text here and find it. Now, if you have some text in special things like here repetition, something. Oh, that's actually shown. So this is shown. Okay. Let's find another thing. What could we do? Pick a script which has some more options. No, there's not one. Do you know one? So we need a script step which has a lot of options. Oh, I have to search one. Oh, this one has a lot of options. Okay, let's see. So we are looking for options which are not showing here, and this could be a little bit tricky. So the plugin can only search the text that it's showing here. Let's just make a long text here. So if we extend, what's going on? If we extend this and make it quite long and put some text on the end, like FileMaker, then the plugin may actually, well, it finds it, okay. Make it even longer. No, it doesn't find it. So the plugin can only search the text FileMaker makes visible here. So some options may not have visible text in the row, and then you can't search that. If Claris would add a search feature, they could search all the text. So this is searching the text. Let's make a copy and see what we got. So the plugin, this text edit. So the plugin copied the text to the clipboard. So when I use the copy button, I get here a comment with the current name of the current script. So this is sort by name in the file contacts. That's a comment automatically created by the plugin. And then we have the text of the script with the coloring. But as you see here, FileMaker doesn't show all the text in the line, and it puts in a few dots when it cuts the text. So the plugin can only search the visible text here, and we can only copy the visible text.
We do have a question from Labo. We can also check if the option keeps records sorted is checked in the step sort.
And the step sort. So there's this sort. You mean this one? Sort records? If the keep records sorted, this option is not showing here. So we can't see it, and we can't copy it, we can't search it. We can only search what's showing here. This is a limitation you need to know. So I can't find FileMaker in the line, but I can of course find hello. And let's just duplicate here a few times. And when I have sort here, it shows all the entries, and I can actually press Command here to jump to the next one. Click again, press Return. So that's something I added in the last, or maybe end of last year. So it actually not just highlights them, but also jumps you to the next one. With Command F, you can jump to this field, while Command Shift F goes here to the field on the left. And again, you may want to look on the shortcuts link. I can just drop in the chat. It's loaded. So you can see Command F to search the current script and Command Shift F to search the script list. So we can sort, we can jump, we can copy the script. The copy button also has another feature. You can press the Option key. See, does it say in the help? Yeah, Option key for HTML representation. So sometimes I want to put a HTML version of the script into CMS, like my blog system. And for that, it may be useful to have the script as HTML code with the colors again. And that's the same representation basically as if I would normally copy it, go to text edit, and then save as HTML. So you can get the text with formatting to paste into your blog post, or you get the HTML. Then while we are here, we also got line numbers. So the plugin did add line numbers, I think, for FileMaker 11, 12, 13, and then a new script workspace got line numbers built in. But with the line numbers, we also got the go-to box here. So we often have scripts which are maybe 200, 500 lines long. And then if you tell your colleague what line to go, it may be useful to just enter the number, press return, and jump to the line. Can be useful. If you don't like the box, you can, of course, disable all those boxes here and the preference dialog. So some people think this is too much there. They don't need a go-to box. There's the go-to boxes here, the copy button, the zoom button. But, well, I have a wide screen. I usually have no problem with a lot of controls there. Then for presentation, I love to use my zoom feature, which basically tells the table view here. So this is a control from the Cocoa framework, where we can just tell the control to zoom. That's a feature we got over from iOS. So Apple is going to more unify the classes to have similar features. So we don't have a touch screen, but we can still do the zooming on the control. Sadly, the line numbers doesn't zoom with it, but actually the line numbers can recognize how many lines are there. So if you again zoom in, the line number is reduced to the number of lines you have actually visible, and you can still click on the space where the line number should be and set your breakpoint. It will just show up here. Maybe someday someone at Claris can change the positioning of the line numbers to be where the actual lines are, but no idea if they ever do that for me. So next thing is we got hotkeys, so you can actually press Command plus to zoom in and Command minus to zoom out. as you see on the list here, zoom in, zoom out, and zoom to 100%. And I think the zooming can be very useful. You may have noticed that this may not be a standard font. Let's see this as, so you see, so the minus and bigger sign get merged together to one arrow. That's the feature of the font I have here. So in the MBS plugin preference dialog, we get here the possibility to pick a font. And I use JetBrains Mono, which is an open source font specialized for programming, which you can download somewhere on the internet, and you can pick a font size. So let's just make this a little bit huge. And now we have to restart FileMaker. Quit. Launch again. With my database. And I hope you see it. It should be bigger now. At least 3 points.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay. So you can change your font, pick your favorite font, and of course the size, because a lot of developers have problems with the eyesight. And I also got glasses myself. So we have our rule-based syntax highlighting. So yesterday we showed it already. There's this example database from Russell, which is third-party FM. You can take the version coming with the plugin or take a newer version from the website. And there we have all the rules for the different colors. So we have actually here rules to define the color of, for example, else if. Normally it's blue, but if the bracket is empty, okay, I can just add one here, if, else if. So this is very useful. If the bracket is empty, you get it in orange, so you can easily spot that this may be an error. It's probably an error, but if it's working, it's blue. And for a couple of commands, you see here different colors defined, like exit loop if, or here set variable without anything inside. Then here replace all field contents or set field, import database. Those are all given with different colors. So I wonder which color set I did pick here. Let me just look on the colors. Oh, that's the current palette. Okay, default colors. So you can pick different palettes of colors, so you can quickly switch between, for example, light and dark mode. And our plugin manages 2 sets of color rules for light and dark mode. So next, if you scroll down here and you see there are really a lot of commands in FileMaker. So we have special commands here, like you can have command with obsolete as prefix and it turns red. So let me just type that. So we have a normal command, and we have maybe one which is obsolete test. And you see the plugin recognizes the obsolete even if the case is not correct. It's a case sensitive comparing. So you can have special colors for special commands, and here we even do it more. So you may have to-do commands or fix me, bug test commands, or one with @ symbol. And so you get different colors. Then we have here another rules, like if you have unknown, table missing, field missing in a line, you get a different color than if let's just make such a thing. So we make website, and then we go and delete the website field. Delete. Yeah, maybe in use, but sometimes you delete something and now you have field missing and the line turns red. This should make it easier to spot an error by just scanning through a script and looking for red lines. Also here is not compatible as a command. So we have another one here, failed success, and we have the calculation definitions, and all the functions for FileMaker can get a special color if you like.
Speaking of that, Stu had a quick question. When switching between light and dark mode, do you need to restart FM to get the color theme to change?
No, actually the plugin will listen for the system notification and switch the color scheme for the plugin defined. But then you still have to go in here in the menu and reset the colors here. So you have to click reset to default when you switch. So you better pick which side you like. So the plugin has two lists of rules, and the plugin automatically switches on the next time it's redrawn. So we have the colors defined, the rules defined. Next thing, yeah, you may have noticed it. If you have set variable and you double click it, you get this dialog. But usually you want into this dialog. So I got so tired of clicking twice that I added the option to hold the option key while clicking here, and then it jumps right into the second dialog automatically. So the plugin, the thing is, the plugin notices that the dialog opens, and then, or in this case, this pop-up opens, and if this pop-up opens and you have the option key pressed, then it will click for you the specify button here, and so you jump right into the calculation. And this saves a lot of clicks over a full day. And here, set variable, the same thing. So we see the dialog opens, and we click for you this button here. So that's the option click. So let's, yeah, we could actually debug this here a little bit. Let's just put in some code. And let's say a code. So we have something, and okay, let's debug this script. So you have a data viewer usually, and you may have a lot of entries here, and so you go through your script and look on what things may be, and then continue. So you may want to look on your values on the right side, but you can also just use the plugin to look on the tooltips. So the MBS plugin actually shows you a tooltip here. If I move the mouse over a variable name, I get the content shown and the data type. So title and job. Oh yeah, we don't recognize things with a space inside, but normal is text. Oh, I don't have a record. Okay, no record, so we have no field value. But just let's make a little thing here to show. So this is one of the text. This is one the number. Again, let's step here a few lines, and now you can inspect here. So this is a text with a value 1, and this is a number with a value 1. And a couple of functions in FileMaker behave a little bit different depending on the data type. And of course, our plugin also likes to look on the data type for some things. So you can, for example, specify something as an index or as a named item. And so we look on the data type of what you pass. So I can now query here the title field with the tooltip and see the text inside. So, okay. Yeah, I see Kyle commented on the option click, but I don't want to make this the default behavior. People would get confused. So it's option click. If you know it, you can use it. If you don't know it, well, you have another click. So we have the tooltips here. You can see the values, and I hope this helps you debugging. And by the way, if you debug, you can also search in your script. Oh, I just clear. Let's debug it again. So I can search here, test. I can again jump to the line. I can go to line whatever. And I can zoom in. And I can, of course, copy the current script. Because basically, we have the same controls because this is also a list of script steps, and we can do the same things here. Not many questions. Okay.
Sorry, no, briefly got distracted by RC. There's no questions. Real quick, YouTube and Twitch, I am watching you. Not to be creepy, but please ask questions. I'll forward them on to Christian.
Okay. So we have the tooltips and the debugger, and we have the highlighting of the blocks. So if you have a longer script and you may have a lot of lines between your if and else if, and you may also have loops there. Let's just add a loop. So you have there's a loop, exit loop, and you may also have another if then else here. So, and eventually you start wondering which loop belongs to which loop. And so if you click on one line of a loop, the plugin looks up and down for the other steps related to this loop and highlights them in blue. So you see which thing belongs to which. And here the if then else works wonderful, even with nested if and else if. And it can help you find the matching if and else if quickly. So the next thing is we have a check for variables. So let's see, I use here a variable name, which I didn't define. So I didn't define test. Oh, I made a variable test. Okay, let's see test 2. So you see, the line turns red, and there's a text shown here on the right side, $test2 not found. And there's also let's turn it off. There's also a notification which can show up. Let's just make another error. Test 3. Usually it shows a notification here, but maybe this is turned off because we are recording. So you spot your typos and the variable names, but of course you may wonder how does the plugin know? The plugin will scan the list of lines upwards and look for the name of a variable. So there is $test defined, there's $R defined, A, and so if I type a variable name which is found, I will actually get it here. There are things defined by script steps which the plugin doesn't see. So we see a few things. I think for a few of those insert script steps, I can just test it and say, did I add that? Okay, let's say time. So now the plugin sees $time is not defined, but that's the target. So to work around this, we can actually define a variable for the plugin by putting it here in a comment. And then the plugin will recognize that this is a variable definition, even though it's difficult in some cases to distinguish whether this is a definition or a usage of a variable. So you can use a comment here. This can also be a parameter, like you may want to define a parameter, and sometimes you may also want to define a constant, let's say a constant. You can abbreviate that, or it can be const or param or just var if you want. Okay, this is a global field, global name. So, and then the plugin can use this information to find the variables names you mistyped and help you with your scripts. We decided that it may be unlikely that a regular comment starts with an add symbol. So if there's an add parameter or there's this text in the front, we think that you may want to define a variable. On the definition of the variables, we also got a context menu command to copy the list of variables, which gives you this list here currently. So we see the plugin picked up the global and the $time and the $test. Looks correct for me. If you spot a bug, please report. So you may have noticed that we got autocomplete. So if I go here to the calculation dialog and I press the dollar symbol, the plugin will scan the list of variables in the script again, like we used to with a copy variable. So the plugin can scan a script for variables. And in the context menu, we got this new command, copy variables. And this is the same code which runs for our autocomplete. So we are in this line, and the plugin scans up to look for variables. So when I type the $sign, I get suggestions, like here the ABCT global name. So the plugin sees all the variable names defined here. Let's just find one further down. So let's here, this is here at the end. And now if I go back here to the calculation dialog and type the $, I see all the variables above, but not the new one at the end. So I can just type here something, type the T, and now I get the suggestions for T, and I can just type a new one if I like, or I can just autocomplete and pick the one I like. It does also work for globals. So you can autocomplete globals. There are a couple of people who like let statements. So let's make a let statement. So let's see, we have, let's say we make a new variable here. So we say it's test1, and that's 1, 2, 3, and make it valid here, put something in. $test2 is $, and you see as I type here the symbol, the plugin already picked up those two new names here. So you can use those names in your calculation right away. Now, a lot of people like to use other symbols like send for a variable. So this is a local one, and it's 1, 2, 3. And now let's make another one. And the plugin picked that up too. So send symbol is recognized by the plugin as being a way to define a local variable. We also got title for that. Just title 3, and Oh, there it is. And what was the next one? There's one more. Underscore. Some people like to have underscores, so I added underscore. And as far as I see, at least one guy loves it. So, yeah, now you can just refer to all these variations. And if someone has another special character they use for their variable names, I could even add more. Okay. What's one? Oh, yeah, extra semicolon. We can also use our buttons here to check the syntax and execute it. And yeah, just a lot of variable definitions. And now you see here our variable test. So the plugin can't, well, we decided to not parse let statements because, once again, we may not get the whole line. Let me just copy this and see. So you see, that's what the plugin sees. And now I can show you why parsing them wouldn't work, because let's say I comment that out. Save it. Copy it. And now the plugin sees this. So there's a comment. Where does it end? There's no way to know where the comment would end. So the plugin can't really parse the let statement, and we can't define variables based on that for our checks here. So you would add here something like there's test1 defined, there's test2 defined, and save it, and then the plugin would be happy. I think the plugin now sees that there's a comment and doesn't check at all. Yeah, let's see, just put in a 3, save. Yeah. I think you can put a comma here. Still works. Okay. If you find a bug there, please let me know. This is quite some complicated code for all the options we have. So autocomplete is new for the next version, version 12. Currently in beta test, and that's the reason why you can go on the website and download one of these newer DMGs here. There's a 12.0 fifth beta. There will be soon a 6th, and with a few more bug fixes. And if you see anything wrong with this feature, please let me know. Any questions? YouTube, Switch?
Nope, they're all being real quiet. Beyond people commenting,
probably
it's really
they are
helpful.
all trying it live. So if you have FileMaker open, you have the plugin installed, you can try all these things yourself. So next thing is we should take a look on this context menu, which gets bigger on every time I present it. Because every time I add another command here. So the plugin first offers you the convenience to have all the commands listed here, which we can do. So we can copy the whole list. We can just copy the selection. We can copy a value. Well, what's a value here? Usually it's for the other tables, it's copying the current column. So if you have like your field definition, you only want to copy a certain value. So you can, in version 12, now copy the list of variables recognized by the plugin. You can sort something. Oh, well, sorting commands here isn't. I should disable that for the script works. Doesn't make sense. You can enable or disable something right here, because right-click here is shorter than using the edit menu. Then I show you how many lines you selected and how many lines you have. You get your normal cut, copy, paste, select all. And then we have here custom commands defined and stored in the plugin preference file. So we can just run those commands, and you can define those yourself. So I have a few example commands here. Like, let's make a new script. And the script starts with a good function header. So this is some initial lines you may want to have in all your scripts. Then you may want to have a loop. So you get a loop. And you don't need to have to code that all yourself. You can just define a template and add it here. Does it still work? Yeah, it does still work. So we even got a version where you can pick snippets from a folder of snippets. So I can show you later how this is done. We can write the current script to the script workspace. There's a search and replace feature. Let's just try the search and replace. So I can select something. This search and replace will make a copy of this line, get the XML, do some changes. So I change it, and then we'll paste it again. So you can review the changes, and if you like them, you can delete the original, and then you have your search and replace. So what else did we get here? We got a few. Yeah, you can get Russell's FM Automate, which has a ton of those. We can add a history command, which shows this dialog box with the plugin where you can type something. And it creates a command line with certain formatting. Yeah, so I got a couple of commands there. So you may ask how to do that. So let's go documentation, syntax coloring. And for all our syntax coloring things, we have a lot of functions to configure that by a script. So you can actually have a script on login and say, if this is a normal user, I want to disable all the things. So the normal users don't see them. But actually the plugin does it itself. So if you don't open the script workspace, we are not considering you being a developer. So we disable a lot of things and only enable them when we see you are a developer. So people don't get any colored brackets in their normal text fields. So, oh, there was a question. Yeah, the plugin can be installed by a script. Our blog has example scripts for that. We have even an example file for that. So examples, utility, install plugin, update if needed. This example actually has a sample script to install the plugin by script. So you don't have to go to hundreds of computers and install it manually. So, but back to the context menu. There is a command here, add context menu command. And this one takes a title for the menu, calculation, and when to show it, like only if something's selected, or always, or some combinations of that. You can also define a key equal, well, a shortcut. Then we have a few examples here. So you can right now in your FileMaker, go copy this, go to the data viewer, execute it, and this installs this command for you. And as you see, this is the code of the executed if you choose the command. So it uses a plugin command to copy the current selection. It uses the clipboard command to get the XML. It changes the XML. It puts it back and then makes a paste. So this is just a normal rename. Then we have here the example for the for loop, search and replace, JSON set command, the example to write the script to the desktop, a separator item, of course, yeah, the function header, and of course you may think about how do I get that? I mean, this is an example. You can just paste it, you can execute it, you get it to the menu. But you can actually look here. There's an example database. So let's find it. So we go here in the download on examples, Mac only, and then it's script workspace, yeah, this one. And in this example, we have records for a couple of those snippets. And all the snippets have the XML here, and they have the template for the code to execute. And we can just make a new one here. Like, let's say you have your favorite set of script steps. Let's see. Yeah, let's take those two. We go and we copy those lines. Go back to the other database. Window menu. There it is. We make a new record. So it should be active. It's here. That was about go to object, and select all. So this is script steps, and this is the script steps from the clipboard. Go to object, select all. Yeah. So this is a snippet. It's just a simple snippet where we have some input XML, put it on the clipboard, paste it. And this should be always enabled. And that's it. We can just click install, go to the script workspace, press command, and then paste it. Done. You see also a few examples here of common things used to copy for making snippets. And yeah, well, feel free to make your own snippets, share them, and I think Christian Olsen did have a few other snippets at a previous session. Yeah. You find the recording on YouTube.
Yes.
So, do we have more questions?
I don't see any in Twitch or YouTube. Stu was typing. Stu, did you have a follow-up? Did that answer your question completely?
So, I use those.
This would have to be done with each file? Question mark.
Those set. So here, this entries. Those are stored in the preference file for FileMaker. So technically, you could set up one computer with all those commands, copy the preference file to the other computers, or better, you just have your own database for your managing of your own snippets, and just have an install all button to install your favorite entries on all the computers. Like when you open your maybe own CRM solution, you could have a script to look, is the plugin installed? If not, install it. And if the plugin is installed, then you can register all the commands you need. So the documentation on these features is usually connected to the function to turn it on or off. Like here, we show you that we search the script for 500 lines, unless you change that you can declare variables with special commands. And other things. So let's go what other features we have here. Anything we missed? So if you like to clear the context menu, we have a command for that. You can enable the buttons. You can always call factory defaults here to get the default color set back if you messed it up. If you like to format some calculation yourself, you can use our format function. I can just show you utility, evaluate. So if you have a little editor like here, where you enter some FileMaker expression, you can actually use the plugin to format it. And as you see, we even get the red brackets here. So you can colorize your own calculations if you have them in your solution for users to change. So you can query a lot of parameters here. You can turn off our help menu, but well, that's turned off anyway if you use a custom menu. Yeah.
Oh, did you see Stu's follow-up, by the way? I was looking for YouTube. I didn't catch it. The install example appears to require the developer to download the latest.
No.
Okay.
My intention was always that you as a developer, you build your solution for a specific version of the plugin, you tested it, you pass it to users. If there's a new plugin version, please go install it on your machine, try the functionality, see if everything still works, because there's always a risk that something gets broken. Well, we have thousands of functions. It's unlikely that the ones you use are broken, but I would like to have you tested it if your solution still works well, because sometimes there are little changes. Like, for example, last summer, there was a change in the URL parser for curl. And a few people ran into the problem that they had URLs for FTP, which didn't have the escaping for the space character. So the old curl URL parser just ignored that and let it go through. The new one is more picky about that and wants your URLs probably encoded. So if you would just have the plugin installed, trusting that everything works, you would have run into this issue. If you tested it, you would notice it, and then you would probably ask us or see that the URL should have percent encoded space character. So, okay, and then you go and have your script update the plugin on all the machines and enjoy all the new features. So, do we have any questions otherwise?
No, I don't see any. I don't see anything on YouTube or Twitch, and it looks like Stu got his follow-up answered about why we don't auto-update. So,
yeah, if you want to read a little bit more about all those features, we have here our website about syntax coloring, where I describe all the features, and where we add more over time. So, yeah.
Which are all super awesome. Seriously, it makes scripting so much more readable.
Like here's the option click explained. So there's a blog post and a video about the option click. So
yeah, I think we're good since I don't see anything happening up on YouTube or Twitch. Thank you very much, Christian. These are awesome. I think these will probably be like the videos that I recommend. People are like, I don't know where to start with Monkeybread as an easy introduction to some really cool stuff that you can use. So,
okay. And maybe we make another video where we show you how to do some things on Windows.
Yes, that would be actually really good.
Like, you remember this dialog here to pick something? We can actually show this dialog on Windows based on a hotkey. So where is it? In that snippet. So this is a folder with text files with the XML. And we just list the items, show them in a dialog, and we can do that on Windows too.
Okay, that would actually be really cool.
Another
I will ask you about when you're free for some Windows discussions. We've definitely got our Windows people who are like, but what about the cool Monkeybread stuff for Windows? So we'll do that for sure. Seriously, Christian, thank you very much. It's super awesome as always. I can't believe you updated it from yesterday, but I shouldn't be surprised.
Oh yeah, you remember yesterday we had this little bug here with relationship. So today the search box is shorter and doesn't go over the pages control here.
Automatically fixed. So yeah,
I fixed that.
Awesome. Okay.
Also, the invisible characters can now show you the bomb character. And there was a third bug. I also fixed it. There will be a new version later this week with the bug fixes.
Yes, of course. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to run the closing music. Y'all have a good one, everyone.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look in the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!